The stabbing death of Austin Metcalf is a very sad story. A 17-year-old boy cut down well before his time, and all because of just him being a better athlete than Karmelo Anthony. Not that Karmelo Anthony, this one right here, the young aspiring doctor physicist, I'm sure. But it was a story that happened, a couple of weeks ago at this point in time, and it's one of, it's like, oh cool, we've seen this story before, and the way that everything was kind of unfolding is like, oh yeah, cool, another unreported, just, racially motivated crime, but because it doesn't fit a narrative, it's not going to get the proper attention. But everything that has gone on in the aftermath, probably when I really started to pay attention to the story was when Austin's father decided to cuck out to the system, and it's like, okay, this is absolutely insane. And then from there, who knew how intensely corrupt and nonsensical this story could get? I'm going to try my best to catch everybody up to speed on this one, and I'm not going to get into too many of the details about the crime itself, because there's eventually going to be a trial for this, and that's when all of the details will in fact come out. It won't be he said, she said. Maybe it's self-defense, and you got a little midget with a beanie coming out going, oh, when are we against self-defense? Just go ahead and try to leak some more lies out there to get people talking about your failing show. I got a kid now. That makes things different. I'll just move out to a farm, you midget. Anyways, summary of events. Yes, on Karmelo Anthony. It's incredible. Trespassed on another team's tent. Was told to leave. Stab and killed a kid in response. Yes, black people raised $500,000 for his legal defense. Oh, I'm sure there were a bunch of guilty liberals that were in there as well. And yeah, the screenshot that you have right here. Okay, you can go ahead and just try to crop it out a little bit better. $420,000. Okay, with a goal of $500,000. I don't know what it is right now, but yeah, the Help Karmelo official fund. Yes, go ahead and provide a legal defense, or what was originally pitched as a defense fund for a cold-blooded murderer. Yeah, it was twice as much as what the $1 million bail ended up getting reduced by this very impartial judge. I'm sure there's been some stuff circulating about her, and it's, exactly what you think it's going to be. So that catches you up to speed, and now we can start to go into a few more articles here, because we got the teen killer whose victim, 17, died in the twins' arms, set to be freed from jail amid huge bail reduction. The teen who was fatally stabbed, a 17-year-old boy at a Texas track meet, had his $1 million bond reduced to $250,000 on Monday. Anthony, 17 years old, was in court as he faced his first-degree murder charge for the killing of Austin Metcalf, who died in his twin brother Hunter's arms after being stabbed in the heart earlier this month. When he posts bond, the accused killer will have to wear an ankle monitor and cannot leave his parents' home without permission of Judge Angela Tucker. Oh wow, that's so fantastic that he only needs to put up, I'd imagine Texas probably also has a similar, cash bond policy. So not just simply put up $25,000 for a premeditated murder. You could just go ahead and walk around. And I think I've seen a lot of people, posit this, but just simply once again play out the old standard. Just reverse the races in this situation, and you think that it would be getting the same amount of coverage that you're getting in the media right now? I don't think so. The teen wore a gold jumpsuit, handcuffs, and chains as he watched defense lawyers had asked for the bond to be lowered to $150,000, citing his age and a lack of criminal history. Well, yeah, that's totally fine, right? Like, okay, you've been a good boy, you didn't do nothing prior to this stuff. Okay, cool, I'll take you at face value on that one. You stabbed a guy in the heart, premeditated. You brought the knife with you. This wasn't a scuffle that got out of hand. No, you went to the tent, you had a grudge, you planned it out in your mind, and you stabbed him. That's first-degree murder. People don't get lenient bail because of that. But apparently you do, because the system is rigged. Not in the way that you're normally accustomed to being told that it is, but it is nonetheless. Prosecutors had asked Anthony's father, Andrew Anthony, why he could not use the more than $400,000 in donated funds to his son's defense to pay the original $1 million bond. Yeah, interesting. Andrew Anthony, told the court that he has no access to the donated funds and could not afford to pay the $1 million bond. So, they just decided, or the judge decided, okay, well, that's all right. Well, can you come up with 15,000? Okay. Oh no, we can't do that. Okay, what about 25,000? Yeah, I think we could probably get some people together on that one. Well, you just go ahead. Okay, you just go out there and you make sure that you don't do anything else. You don't go treat somebody's torso like a knife block anymore, you little scamp. You get back out there. And yes, yep, that's him. That's him leaving the courthouse right there. And there's somebody in the foreground right there who we're also going to get to, because this is eerily similar to a bunch of shit that we seen go on in the summer of love of 2020. Running it back to celebrate the 5-year anniversary, the grifters are definitely coming out of the woodwork. Anthony is accused, yes, of stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in the heart for simply grabbing him. Blood was seen gushing from Metcalf's chest before he passed away in his brother's arms. Anthony will be, yes, on house arrest with an ankle monitor until his trial. Yes, his Gibson Go has raked in $415,000 from fans. Absolutely ridiculous. But taking a look at the guy in the blue blazer right there in the foreground, okay, we got Minister Dominique Alexander. Karmelo Anthony is safe at home. This moment is a reminder that a community united can never be divided. The journey ahead is long, but today we celebrate a victory for justice, for family, and for the power of people coming together to protect our youth. Fucking what? Thank you for everyone who stood with us. Bro, stand with us? Okay, the disillusioned and the misinformed out there who were donating to this fund, yeah, you weren't involved in this, okay? Yeah, the fight continues, but tonight Karmelo is home. And what appears to be a fairly nice house as well. Very interesting, but yeah, follow today to stay informed on the case, and he's getting ratioed with that one. He's also been ratioed on the initial post that's got a lot of attention on it, but as Donut Operator and several other people have pointed out, we got the good Minister Alexander was first arrested in July of 2009 for causing serious bodily injury to a child. Police reported he'd been babysitting his girlfriend's 2-year-old son for the evening when he called her at 11 p.m. and told her to go home, or to get home now, but he didn't tell her why when she arrived. He's found his child unresponsive. Alexander told his girlfriend that he'd been watching a movie with her son on the couch, paused the movie, and the police reported, and walked into the computer room, and he heard the sound of her son, who has been asleep on the couch, fall off the couch and onto the carpet, but the doctor disagreed with the statement. He examined Alexander's girlfriend's son in the intensive care unit and reported that the child had a subdural hemorrhage between the halves of his brain and and at the back of his brain. He has also had retinal hemorrhages in both eyes. Yeah, this guy who is looking for the safety of the community, people coming together to protect our youth, shook a kid to death. See, this is just, the best of us, truly the best of us. And while the left is simping for this obvious murderer and his cabal of cohorts, let us remind you of the comparison in the name they always love to invoke in scenarios such as this. One Kyle Rittenhouse shot riders to save his life, $2 million bond, not reduced 86 days in pretrial detention, compared to the 17-year-old scholar, brought a knife to a track meet, got insulted, killed somebody, bond is reduced to $200,000, 12 days in pretrial jail, buys a new house. I beg your pardon? Are we jumping ahead a little bit? Oh yeah, because the killer teen Karmelo Anthony's family reveals other plans for the $400,000 legal fund defense. This is when it's like, this crossed the line right here. It's like, we got to talk about this shit because it is so insane, okay? Imagine thinking that you're so above the law that you can go ahead and sanction your child to go out there and just eliminate any oppositions to his athletic endeavors. And you think that you have such immunity out there that you can use what is supposed to be a legal fund as a means for a down payment on a brand new massive house. What? The family of the teen who fatally stabbed a 17-year-old boy in Texas plans to use his $400,000 legal defense fund to move home and hire security after facing racist threats. Right. Anthony, 17, was in court to face, he ended up getting freed on that one. During the hearing, prosecutors asked his father, Andrew Anthony, why he could not use the more than $415,000 in donated funds as his son's defense to help pay for the original $1 million bond, which was reduced to $250,000 on Monday. Just 10% of that amount must be paid. Okay, so it is the exact same thing. Andrew Anthony said the fund was to be used for Anthony's legal defense, which posting bond would very much be a part of that. But he also disclosed that the cash would be used for security, right, to help the family move after threats they had allegedly faced since the killing. Yeah, that's interesting, because, hey, if this was an actual court, if this wasn't a kangaroo court, they would say, oh, wow, you're facing all these threats. Can we see any receipts for those? No? Okay, cool. Bail stays at $1 million. Pray I don't raise it any higher than that. Anthony's attorney, Michael Howard, said regarding the money, it would be disingenuous to say there isn't money, but it's not a bail, or it's not a bond fund. This family needs to be able to survive. It's beyond words. It's beyond words. You have a killer in your ranks, somebody who, I don't think the facts are contested, that he was the one that shoved the knife into the kid's chest. And you got a cuck father on the other side that doesn't look to be going the same way of Gary Albright. I got the name right on that one. You know the one that I mean. A little bit of airport justice, if you catch my drift. Not exactly his strain of avenging his father. A Frank Castle acolyte, he is definitely not. The accused teen killer is expected to post bond later on Monday. We've seen him walking free. Every Texan has a right to defend themselves when they reasonably fear for their life. Self-defense is a protection that applies to each and every one of us, Howard said, as reported by NBC, DFW. There are two sides to every story. And yeah, picking apart the details of this right now, it's of course he said, she said, so I'll wait for the trial to come forward before we get into all of the details. Just because you allege self-defense doesn't mean it was actually self-defense. Howard said he was not ready to disclose why Anthony brought a knife to the track match. Yeah, because we got to concoct some reason for that. Anthony's father was also questioned in court over the incident at the teen's high school back in February that involved an altercation assault. Oh, wow. It's not clear whether Anthony was the aggressor, victim, or the witness. No, he's a good boy. He didn't do nothing. He's got no track record at all. He just wanted to run track, but that nasty white kid took his spot on the track team, god damn it. Anthony was described as the oldest of three children who had never been arrested before the Metcalf murder. Yeah, exactly. Well, he just decided to make up for lost time, I suppose. He was the captain of his football and track teams at school and worked at Foot Locker, as well as a second job at H-E-B Supermarket prior to the stabbing. His father said he was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but the family moved to Texas a year ago for a better life. Okay. The father added that he took a leave from his job as a finance manager in a car dealership following Metcalf's killing. Huh? Spokesman for the Anthony family, the one that we highlighted a little bit earlier, was previously forced to deny that the accused killer had been bullied by Austin before the fatal confrontation at the match, and that two boys had never met one another prior to the horrific stabbing. Interesting. Yeah, self-defense, though. Yeah. That's obviously what it is. An arrest report says the confrontation between the two star football players began when Austin told Karmelo he was sitting under another team's pop-up tent and told him to move. The two students from different high schools began fighting before Karmelo unzipped his bag and reached in, Austin telling, "Touch me and see what happens." The report says Austin then grabbed Anthony and told him to move, and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin at once in the chest. Right. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sounds like self-defense. It sounds like, yeah, you're under the wrong tent. Why aren't you leaving? All right, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing with that knife? Ow, it hurts. That pretty much seems like the way that it went down. And even, my misunderstanding, obviously, of the whole, track team, him not being on it anymore, it's even more nonsensical than that. And that just goes to show you all of the information isn't clearly out there. But what very much is the case, there are some deranged individuals in this situation, okay, including the people donating to this egregious fund. I pray that this seed will bless the family, and the Most on High will give my brother Karmelo and his family favor over the enemy in Jesus' name. The enemy, yeah, who simply said, hey, you're in the wrong tent, and I guess he took that as a racist attack. Sure thing, bro. This story, man, this story is atrocious, and it truly reinforces that if you think race relations are going to be getting better anytime soon, yeah, I got news for you. When you can monetize a murder and put yourself and your deadbeat father into a brand new house and raise $400,000 for the convenience of doing as much, yeah, what's the incentive for playing by the rules? So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.